Hello folks, today we're going to examine how to build a shower way beyond code. Now if you'll notice the front framing on this, the outside framing is to the shape of the building and the inner side framing is your level. We've got a recessed bench in here. We've added extra structure in our recessed bench and tied it in to the framing of the building. Now this is an unfinished environment, so understand that there's going to be more structure added on the bottom here, all the way around. There's going to be cross-beaming here, more structure added on top, and then it'll be tied into the ceiling, which has yet to be done. We're going to keep this insulation with the existing strapping on this wall and on this wall, but you'll notice at the front of this wall here, there's no strapping to tie your Wonderboard into when it comes time to do that. So, no choice, we've got to add half-inch strapping all the way down. And I'm considering, because I like to go way above and beyond code, I'm considering cross-strapping this environment as well at my Wonderboard joints. Now this bench is built beyond code. Your vertical studs have to be 16 inches apart or less. These are 10 to 12 inches apart. Up on top, we've got to put a cross beam here and tie that into the new structure. And we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to actually shore that up with vertical members beneath, again tied into the new structure. More here, tied in with the new structure. Now this floor is something very important. This is a triple crosshatch floor with the floor joists underneath going this way, 2x10s. Then on top of that, we've got 2x4s, vertical, going this way, and then 2x4 flats going this way. We've got the 3/4 inch board on top of here, and you'll notice, if you look closely, there are gaps all the way around. This is a technique taught to me by some very talented Italian technicians, and its purpose is twofold. For one, this floor will not creak 40 years from now, even if you get 4 people in here. It won't make a sound. But the most important thing is that gapping like this will prevent any ambient heaving. In an ambient environment like this with moisture, you're going to get expansion and contraction of materials. And remember, just a 1/16 of an inch of heaving is enough to crack a grout line. And that's something you want to stay away from. On top of this, we're going to put another 3/4 inch board for extra strength. Not necessary, but I want to go beyond code. Now, this is the most important part of the build. The most common mistake when building a shower is that people think if they lay down a ton of mortar, whether it be polymer mortar or anything else, that they're going to get away with not having to put a membrane down. It doesn't matter how much mortar you put down, it doesn't matter whether you put silicone on top of it, it doesn't matter. It's going to eventually leak if you don't have the proper membrane. Now, code requires that you put a single membrane in and that it be tacked 8 inches to the wall all the way around. I like to actually use a double membrane system. Again, beyond code. The way I do this, instead of just sticking to code and going with the 8 inches, which in most cases is brought around 8 inches at the bench and down, across, and out. I've done about 30 of these showers, and about maybe 6 or 7 of them have been with recessed benches. I like to actually carry that membrane right across at the same level that the bench is membraned. I'll carry that right across and out and down. Now the way I do the double membrane system is I lay my Portland cement and I grade that, or slope it, from the corners to the drain according to code. If your travel is more than 1 foot in any direction to the drain, it's 1/4 inch per foot. So because it's more than 1 foot, we've got to put a 1/2 inch grade to this drain. We've also got to slope this bench. And because it's also more than 1 foot, it'll be sloped a 1/2 inch as well. Now, generally they just tack the membrane to the walls with staples or roofing nails. I actually like to put something down that'll hold that membrane in place. And I don't want to just depend on the tar paper that's on the bottom underneath the Portland cement mixture. I'll actually spray this on top of my Portland cement mixture once it's dry. And while this is still tacky, I'll lay the membrane down on top of it, sticking that membrane to the Portland cement. Now this is a spray sealant you've probably seen in the commercial with a gentleman with a boat that puts a screen door on the bottom of that boat and sprays the screen door with this product until all of the holes are filled, and he can actually float that, get in it, walk around, the boat floats just fine. So that's how good this product is. This adds an extra layer of water sealant above and beyond the double membrane system. The way I tie in the double membrane on the front edge of the shower pan is pretty interesting. I bring the first membrane across on top of the Portland cement to the first beam going across here. Now, this is an unfinished environment, remember. Once I get that over the top, that membrane, I'll add a second beam across here. The second membrane goes up and over the 2 beams. The second beam is going to be placed slightly lower than this first beam, allowing any tiling on top, again, to be sloped inward toward that drain. So all surfaces in here will be sloped toward the drain. And with the double membrane system, there is no way that this shower will ever leak. Now again, you don't have to, but hey, for an extra $15 and an extra membrane, why take the chance? Do it right the first time, and you won't have any leaks, you won't have any problems at all. This is how you satisfy your customers, and this is how you build a washroom structure that is way beyond code.